Welcome everybody to Where in the World is Jeremy Cole. And Jeremy, how you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you, Mr. Lyle?
Not too bad. It is a beautiful day in Southwest Missouri. 68 degrees and a light 10-mile-an-hour wind, and I am enjoying life.
Well, it's the same way here in Kentucky, but where I'm headed, not so much.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I had some calls about that today and visited with a couple of guys online. Tell everybody where you're going to be at this weekend, Jeremy.
So we are headed, first time I've ever run a tournament in this location, but we're headed to Milford Lake, Kansas. And I couldn't be more excited to get out west a little bit more. It's just not ideal conditions at all. So we're headed out to Kansas, and I'm leaving 71 degrees and sunshine and no wind to go to, I think 40 is the high. Up to 40-mile-an-hour gust and the possibility of snow Saturday morning. So,
well, it is Milford Lake and it is Kansas. It's very flat out there. Nothing to break the wind once it comes over the Rockies. So, 40 miles an hour wind is kind of tough. The temperature people can deal with a little bit. They can bundle up, but it's going to be tough conditions for everybody. But hopefully everybody will be safe and you guys will have a great tournament.
That's right. And we've changed a lot of things today since me and you talked at lunch, but we go over that here in a minute. But it's 10 to 20-mile-an-hour winds, but in Kansas, that's like 40-mile-an-hour winds to Kentucky boy. So
that's exactly right.
I'd hate to know I was out there fishing, but you know as well as I do, somebody's going to find some good fish. So.
Oh, yeah, it's Milford, and they got giant channel cat and huge blue cats, so I don't think the flatheads are woke up yet over there, but they might sneak in one.
And the ice just come off the lake, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, it hadn't been very long, so the water's not going to be really, really warm, but we've been getting a lot of sunshine, and they get stuff before us. We don't have the wind they're getting right now, thank goodness, but like I say, they have nothing over there to break it up, but I promise you one thing, Ryan Nagy knows where those fish are at.
Yeah, when I talked to him, I said, were you going out to find some fish today? Maybe.
Yeah.
Take that for what it's worth.
What a great guy, man. He's a hell of a guide over there, and he's just a super nice guy to be around, does a lot of good things for our sport, and he'll be tough over there on that lake. He lives there and does very well. So I'm excited for all the guys going over there, and if everybody's safe, you'll have a great time.
That's right. But like I said, I've seen almost a 70-pounder this week. A lady caught her personal best, and those some big fish caught over the past few days. So, like I said, not ideal, but I'm not sure since I started running KingKat, I've had many ideal conditions on tournament weekend. So it's all good. Make it interesting.
Well, they have to understand that if you're coming, it is going to probably be raining or something.
That's right. But, oh, well. But we want to thank the Gary County Convention Visitors Bureau for having us out there. Last time we were out there was with the Classic in 2007. And so it's been a long-awaited return. And, next year they've already committed to a spring tournament, and they're hosting the 2020 Classic. And in the fall of the year, if you go back in fall, it shouldn't be near as windy as the springtime. So, that Classic next year ought to be a really, really good Classic. So.
It really will be, and like I say, that lake has got great fish in it. So you just have to watch what you're doing and pay attention. It's not a lake that I would want to be in a small boat on, but if you stay in the coves and up out of the way, you probably be all right. But I like the big stuff where I'm nice and smooth.
That's right. I agree completely. You had that big new Stormcat ready to go. It'd be perfect for smooth water. So.
It's setting up there waiting on me, and we'll be getting in it very soon. Got a couple of guys looking at the one we're in now, our Lumacraft, and to tell you the truth, there was some things they had to do to that when it come in, and they're trying to get them done. The problem is they're so busy right now with snagging season just starting that they have to take care of the money customers, and I completely understand that. So once they're done with that, we'll get the Stormcat down here, and I'm excited about getting in it. I can't wait. That's going to be a great time. I did see that you done a show with Jay Paul yesterday, but I got a phone call right when it come on, and I haven't had a chance to go back and listen to it and see what you guys was talking about yet.
Yeah, we were just talking about that new Stormcat 210 and some of the things they're doing with it. And, you know, a little bit shorter than your boat. It's the little brother to your boat. But
right.
If you're channel cat guys or just your guys that are going out, not tournament fishing, I think it's the perfect rig. Or for even a multi-species guy, if you're a crappie or a walleye and want a deeper boat.
Heck yeah.
So we just kind of covered that 210. And next week, I'll possibly be in Mobile, Alabama when we do our show on Wednesday. May even get Jay Paul on, talk a little bit.
That'd be fun.
So, but I think we're going down to fish. As soon as I get back from Kansas, I'm going to pick up my already packed bag and go to Mobile and go saltwater fishing. So,
oh, that'd be a blast, man.
I couldn't say no. And Trevor Niederhoff is on here, I see. He won some of the new XL Cups last night.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You all. Sonny Parker said there was a 63-pounder caught over on Milford Sunday.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that one too, I think. So
that's way cool. Matthew Miles is in here. Pete James from Catfishers of America. Trevor's in here. Mike Hager's been in here for a while waiting on you. Didn't know where he was at. I think he was in there by himself for a long time. Justin's Fishing Fetish. Cat Stalker Outdoors with Captain Greg. Chrissy Brown. Jason Huggins. James Dockery. Dwayne Buckridge. Let's see who else. Northeast Kansas Fisherman. Sean Kelly, Eric Deary, Sean Abney, John Vincent Nolan, Charles Keene. A whole bunch of people. We got a pretty good crowd in here tonight.
That's right. That's right. We're starting to become maybe a celebrity or two.
Well, you never know. There's David Funk. How you doing, Jeremy? Says Sean Kelly.
Sean Kelly. I think he's coming out to Kansas with us this weekend, all the way from the Illinois River. He's one of them Pekin, Illinois boys.
Oh, man, that's a great group of guys over there. And I know you got a tournament coming up over there. I hope we can manage to get over there. I love fishing with them guys. Great bunch of fishermen, and they got some really good channel cat water, and there's some few flatheads in there. There's some blues, but you need to be concentrating on catching them big channels they got.
You need to kick Trevor Niederhoff off right now. You need to kick him off. Because he just put on there, I'm laying on the beach watching y'all. and here I was just talking about going to snowy Kansas on Saturday.
I got to tell you, Jeremy, speaking of Trevor, they was out fishing the other day, and I'm assuming that they was out in saltwater fish because they was catching some fish that I'm not used to seeing. But him and his son caught some great fish. And the next day, his son put out a YouTube video, and he done a really good job. The young man's got a bright future in the sport of fishing, and I am all excited about that. I love to see them kids when they're interested in doing what we do, and that little young man, he had it going on.
Well, and you know, if we get a high school catfish series started and a college catfish series, you know, young guys like Trevor's son, or I see Jason Huggins commenting on here.
Yep.
Landon, his son, we had a blast. I was hiding business cards around the Warrior Cat booth just to mess with him. I think Cindy even helped me take some stuff over there just to mess with Landon.
Oh, probably so.
Yeah, so we had fun with Mr. Landon, but there's a lot of, you know, we talk about the ladies, which is awesome. We got a lot of lady anglers, but there's so many young catfish anglers that hopefully we can get something for in the future, because that's the future of the sport. So
it is. You're exactly right.
A big shout out to all those guys that get their kids out fishing and get them interested. So
yep, I done an interview down at the conference with those three young men. Landon was one of them, and Aunt Eddie's white son Spencer, and I can't remember what the other young man's name was, but we had a really, really great time. Will you stop? And we had a great visit with those guys. Gunner. And I would love to start having a segment on Catfish Weekly where we get one of them guys on, say, once a week or once a month or a couple times a month, and visit with those young anglers. K-Bug Clark's one of my favorites. She's a sweetheart from Owensboro, Kentucky. And keep all of those kids' interest up, because one of these days they will be the tournament director for Cabela's KingKat. They might be the guy running Catfish Weekly or something like it, or something else. You know, they're going to be fishing the tournaments, and they're going to be telling the guys how the old guys that are long gone used to do it. And we need to keep all those kids interested, just because they are the future of catfishing and the future of fishing altogether. One of them guys could be the next Bill Dance.
That's right. Because me and you can't fill them shoes.
Oh, no. No. No, there's only one Bill Dance, and there may never be another, but these guys got a shot at it. And applaud their parents for starting them out at young ages.
That's right. There's not a lot of that happening anymore. And, I see Gunner's on here. He's talking to us now. So
that's great.
But we like to do anything we can do to get those youngsters out fishing and see those youngsters come up in the world. You take Miss Rachel Ishcomer, my best friend on the tournament trail.
She's a sweetheart, man.
Wouldn't even look at me, wouldn't even talk to me. She was scared to even come up and draw tickets. And now she'll come up and talk my leg off and draw all the tickets. So it's awesome to see those kids grow up and find young people. So
that's correct. She's a doll, and Hannah and Noah are both great young people in the sport too, and they fish hard with their dad, Jerry. And I want to throw this out there. I know you do a lot of tournaments, and there's a lot of other people that does tournaments. But these guys that's going to these tournaments, consider taking your kid. They'll have as much fun as you do. And hey, if they fall asleep or nod off, it's okay. They're out there with you. You're getting to spend that quality time with them, making memories of a lifetime, stuff that neither one of you will ever forget.
Right. You plant a seed, and then, once they get out of their running days in high school and possibly college, I always wanted to fish. I never did run, but a lot of kids come back to where they started when they were young. So
that's right. That's exactly right. And I'm excited about the ladies. We have that chick fight tournament coming up, and I know you're not going to be there, and I hate that, because I think that's going to be as big a spectator event as it is a fishing event. I think there's going to be a lot of people want to see what these women can do. And to be quite honest, I look for there to be some huge weights brought in.
That's right. With this water getting straightened out a little bit on Tennessee River, Stacy Gaston's been pulling in some pigs past few days.
Yes, he has.
So I think you're going to see a big weigh-in.
I do too. And if it don't, they're still going to have a great time. And them ladies will represent our sport in a professional manner, like everybody should do.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Where are you going to go after Milford, Jeremy?
Well, first weekend of April, we're going to the Cumberland River. It's our only stop this year on the Cumberland River, which I'd like to get a few more in future years. But we're going to be on Old Hickory Lake, and there's going to be current. When we were going there in September, Old Hickory Lake was such a tough fishery because there was no water moving. So
right.
But now that we're there in the spring, they had a really good day last year on one of the days. It was a 2-day event last year. So, there's a lot of good teams coming down that I've heard of. And so, but like I said, we'll be right outside of Nashville, Old Hickory Lake, Gallatin, Tennessee.
It'd be a lot of fun.
And then I get to drive 10 hours. I'm driving 10 hours west this weekend. And in a few weeks, I get to drive 10 hours east.
Oh,
Lake Wateree over in Camden, South Carolina. So
that'd be a fun tournament. I know a lot of guys over there that I'm friends with fish that lake quite a bit. And our buddy Dieter Melhorn's on it quite a bit. It should be a fun tournament over there. I would love to make the one in Gallatin, Tennessee. I have a nephew that lives down there, and I haven't seen him for a while, and that'd be a lot of fun to go down there and fish and maybe take him out in the boat with us a little bit. So we'll see how that works out. But
yeah,
that'd be a blast.
Bring him and watch the weigh-in, see some big old fish.
Well, he'd have to, but see him because all he does is fish for bass. So he ain't never seen a big fish.
You got to get him changed over. You got to get him off the dark side there.
That's exactly right.
At least he's fishing. Fishing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's a great
kid. You have some work to do still there.
Yep. Yes, Joanna's son, and I can't remember his name, and I'm terribly sorry about that. What was that, Jeremy?
I've got some things that were changing in Kansas this weekend. Originally, all of my tournaments are trailered events.
Mm-hmm.
And, this year, Kansas, the one right there at Milford Lake, and the Classic was the only two that were not going to be trailering events that you had to launch from one site and then have to be back at that site. Kind of a controlled takeoff deal. But being that Milford Lake is going to get as ugly as it is, it's not that you can't put in somewhere and get out of it, because it's a north wind, so you can fish, different banks and kind of get out of a lot of that wind. But I don't want people having to launch on one of the worst parts of the lake for wind and have to come back in it.
That's right. That's
so
safety factor there.
Yeah, the safety factor kind of changed all that, thankfully. And in Kansas, if you're a permitted tournament, you can trailer your boats as long as they're coming back to a site to weigh in and be released. So for Milford, we are allowing trailering. It's still a little touchy subject with game wardens out there, I think, because the laws got passed kind of against their will. And so when you come up, make sure you come to the captain's meeting and at least pick up your voucher. And I have a sheet printed off with our tournament permit number when it was issued and my number and the where it states the law on their website. So make sure you come and get that, at least pick it up. So when you are coming back from one end of the lake or another and get stopped, you can say, I'm fishing the KingKat tournament. And if they have an issue, I've got a special piece of paper that kind of covers all of them to where they'll come back to me and I can deal with it. So if you are fishing, like I said, make sure you at least come get your voucher Friday night and that piece of paper. And that'll kind of give you a free clearance to go trailer to wherever you want.
That's right. And for just for a safety factor here, anybody that's watching our show tonight that is going to be fishing Milford, please share this video so other anglers that are going to be there will have the information that Jeremy's sharing with you.
Yeah. And then I talked to Ryan Nagy, like I said, like we talked about Monday, all of our blessings go out to the people in Nebraska as they continue to fight all the water issues they've had. But the Republic River that feeds Milford Lake comes out of Nebraska. And I think Ryan told me the lake is up about 5 or 6 foot. So there's only one boat ramp that's closed, and it's on the north end up by the causeway. It's Wakefield boat ramp. But all the other boat ramps are open, including the military marina, which is right at the causeway. And I'll post some directions on our Facebook side if you want to put in at the north end. The only thing that's off limits, there is a sanctuary type deal on the very north end past the causeway. And Ryan told me that the whole west side of the river channel is marked, but being that the lake is high, a lot of the markers are really hard to see. So make sure you know where you're going when you go north, if you fish north, and make sure you don't fish in that sanctuary because you would be breaking the rules. So, but it's the whole west side of the river channel. So,
well, pay attention to that. We don't want anybody breaking the rules and getting disqualified. To be their luck, they would have a pile of fish that might do them some good.
Do some good, that's right. But other than that, that's the only thing that's a little different at Milford, Kansas. So,
well, sounds good. Well, listen, go ahead.
And I was going to give away a jersey if somebody could guess where I was on Monday night's Catfish Weekly, and nobody guessed where I was, so I can't give away a brand new jersey.
That's too bad. I should have said so because I knew where you was.
I'll send you one. I'll send you one just for you.
Oh, you never know. Well, Jeremy, I wish you guys the very best of luck, and all the anglers over there going to fish Milford Lake. Like I say, pay attention to what you're doing and be safe over there. It's a great place to fish. But you have to watch the wind and stuff, and hopefully it won't be raining and snowing and carrying on when you get there. I know I've heard reports that it may or may not have some conditions, but like I say, it'll be a lot of fun, and I want everybody to come back safe from this tournament.
That's right. And, make sure you keep it on your radar because next year, that's where the 2020 KingKat Classic is. So give you an idea of what kind of fishing's out there, and you can make plans for next year to get qualified. So.
That's right. Now, before you go, Jeremy, what do they have to do to get qualified for your year-end tournament, and where's that going to be held?
Our year-end tournament's $120,000 Classic, Decatur, Alabama, on Wheeler and Wilson Lake. and we're giving away a fully rigged $60,000 XL StormCat 230, just like you're getting.
Yep.
And we'll be giving that away, but you can enter 5 KingKat tournaments. Just enter 5, and that qualifies you. Come in the top 50 in the points race, which we're giving away 30 grand in the points race. Come in the top 3 at a one-day event. Come in the top 25 at a 2-day super event, which there's only 4. Or come in the top 3 at one of our affiliate clubs, which I've got affiliate clubs all over most of the central part of the United States, from Texas and Kansas all the way out to the East Coast. So anytime anybody has an affiliate club, if you're in California or Montana or somewhere and want to get them affiliated, all they have to do is give me a call and we can get them signed up. And it's free to the club, so it doesn't cost anything for the club.
That's awesome. Awesome. You want to make sure that you get qualified. That's going to be a huge event, huge payout. And who doesn't want to win a new StormCat?
That's right. So,
great boats, Jeremy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate everything that you're doing. You guys have a safe trip out there, and all the anglers have a safe trip. And we'll be back next Wednesday night.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Lyle. Tell Mr. Doc I hope he gets feeling better.
Oh, I talked to, by the way, before we go, I talked to Doc again this morning. We've been talking a couple of times a day, and he's sounding better than he has sounded in a long time. He's feeling real good, and he's listening and doing what the doctors say. And I think his daughters are both all making sure that he does, which is probably a good thing. So he's doing wonderfully, just to let everybody know.
Awesome. That's all we want is for him to get better. So
that's right.
Leon put together can't fill his shoes on Catfish Weekly. So.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, Doc's been with us so long now. We got to have him back. I mean, we just got to. He's part of the family, just like the fishing family.
That's right. So
all right. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday night on Where in the World's Jeremy Cole. I'll be live Friday afternoon with Live with Lyle, and Monday night Catfish Weekly. Thanks, everybody.